you built a practice at Keller Williams, which was what the number one commercial practice for the KW brand in like what 2014, 2015,
Right.
that era.
Right.
So very successful, right? How does one go about building a successful real estate practice?
I think it starts with just yourself. I mean, this is at least for me, starting to learn uh, who I am, learn the business. I spent the first year in the business. I was working probably 15 hours a day, making $0. Right? I mean, you
Yeah,
get into commercial real estate.
that's what
If
the
you're getting
start.
into commercial real estate brokerage, you can anticipate making very little your first year or so in the business. And I was making $0, but working 15 hours a day, just learning the business, studying, learning about landowners, learning how to have conversations. And I think it's really important early in your career, frankly, throughout your career, to have good mentors and advisors. And I had a great mentor when I got in. I went to work for a small partnership, and I would just sit for hours across this guy's desk, listening to his conversations and asking, what did that mean? What did that word mean? What does this acronym mean? And he would just slowly start teaching me the business. And so I think it's really, really important early on to focus on just learning your skill set, learning the business. And then as you start getting clients, figure out, how can I add value to every single person here? What's been fascinating to me, and I didn't learn this for another 10 years probably, is that now I know very much that I can bring so much value to people that, frankly, these may be people that are super, super successful in the real estate world, in the industry that I'm in. But I can help them in other aspects of their life, from whether it's accountability, health and wellness, parenting, different things that I've developed skill sets at, that then it bonds our relationship. And then I'm able to help them even more in real estate right there. So I think for each of us, look, finding ways to add value to every person and every transaction is the most important thing we can do. From a blocking and tackling strategy kind of thing, I tell you, you want to really focus on things like having a database in your business, no matter what, I guess, niche you're in or what you're doing. It's really, really important to have a database. And look, Excel is not a database. Outlook is not a database. Your iPhone is not a database, right? Those are not, having a true real estate database, CRM, and feeding that thing every day. Have conversations. I've got like, I had a call with a guy just a minute ago. I've got notes on the back of this that I will be going and adding into my database after this call here, to make sure it's in there. Because I can tell you, a week from now, certainly 6 months from now, I will not remember that conversation. I won't remember the details. But use that database, feed it with details on transactions, which is what this is about, but more importantly, details on your interaction with the person, their family details. What do they really like to do? What are they passionate about? What are their dreams? Feed your database with that information, and it really helps to build a relationship.
So I know for us, when I took over a lot of our sales and leasing practice about 5 years ago, we had a very analog based database, and it was great in terms of, it was very thorough and it had all sorts of information, but it was very hard to research. And we've moved into a Salesforce based database, and it's been a game changer. I mean, you call up someone, or you have someone call in, and maybe you've heard this voice before, but then you're like, oh, you look them up in the database. Oh, you need more docs. Okay, done. Deal's done. Like, you can move on. And just, I would say to all the folks listening, if you're not using a database that you can go, and it doesn't have to be Salesforce, it doesn't have to be whatever, but it's got to be something that you have a efficient system, and you have to go through that process on a daily basis. Otherwise, I mean, you're just leaving money on the table. So.
Well, and with the databases now, I was on a call yesterday researching one. My wife's got a successful residential real estate practice, and she uses this great database that they use. And you can create workflows within your data.
Yeah.
I know Salesforce will allow you to do it, right?
Yeah.
You can have follow-up workflows that are 99% automated on these workflows, so that you can really stay in touch with people that you might otherwise lose contact with. It's super important.
Look, I'm not a lazy person, but I'll say this, in comparison to my level of efficiency before and after putting up workflows, I mean, it's a game changer. So A change of pace from the get-rich-quick gurus. Subscribe to the Real Finds podcast for in-depth conversations with voices shaping the real estate world.